So, Juliet, can I just get to this point about collusion? You know, the president keeps saying it, and I guess, you know, he obviously knows it's not true, but he doesn't care. He thinks that half the people in the country may listen and just believe what he says regardless of the truth, even though this case was not about conspiracy, so the lack of conspiracy would not be proven.
Yes. I mean, like the number of times he says it, you know, is sort of irrelevant at this stage. What we have to understand is that Donald Trump has the only defense strategy that Donald Trump has at this stage is what I'll call TLP, tweets, lies, and pardons. That's all he's got left at this stage. So the fact that he is going gangbusters on the first two at least, you know, the couple dozen tweets this morning, the lies about what was said today in the Manafort sentencing, and the dangling of the pardon, of which, of course, we know Sarah Sanders has not denied at this stage. That's the defense strategy. So we shouldn't be surprised that Trump is essentially, you know, sort of doing what his lawyer said. He does not have the facts at this stage. We know that because so many people close to him are in jail at this stage. I mean, there's like, you can't deny that reality.
So, April, what is it? He's trying to create an alternative reality? You know, he figures if he says it, there are enough people who will either believe him or be confused enough by what he is saying and therefore think that we're having a conversation about something that isn't on the table, that he wins just by muddying the water?
So, yes, he has to muddy the water, especially as his former campaign manager is receiving more of a sentence, 7.5 years now. This president wants to create, in the midst of Paul Manafort's extra sentencing, this winning picture for himself, that there's no collusion. As we just heard, there's no collusion that was on the table in this matter today. But the bottom line, the president wants to distance himself as far from the loss for Paul Manafort to still make himself look like he's a winner, to say there's no collusion. So the president, it's the ultimate reality show of his reality, White House reality show that's airing right now on CNN.
And Bear, just to make the point here, right, as Shimon said, how unusual it is, right? Not only has he been convicted, he's pleaded guilty, so you can't kind of, you know, try to fight it. But for state prosecutors to go after someone, these New York charges, residential mortgage fraud among them, one of the most serious. So he's looking at 1 to 3 years minimum, 8 to 25 years maximum. These are huge ranges. But those would be inescapable, right? There's nothing a president can do to pardon on a state charge.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that's one perhaps motivation for the district attorney in bringing these charges was really as a backstop in case of a pardon on the federal charges. So they will involve some of the same conduct. And my guess is the defense will certainly raise arguments about double jeopardy. It is pretty easy to overcome that, even in New York, which has, you know, pretty strict double jeopardy rules. But I think the defense will not be successful in making those arguments. So Manafort is facing some, you know, pardon-proof charges here in the state that would guarantee some state jail time.
So, Shan, how significant are the new charges?
They're very significant. They're probably disheartening to Manafort, but I actually think there's a silver lining for him. I don't think Trump is very inclined to pardon him right now because Mueller's done with him. There's no more leverage they have on Manafort. But there is an incentive for the state prosecutor, for the Manhattan District Attorney, to want to leverage Manafort. And so Trump may be worried afresh. And he would pardon Manafort not out of any sense of loyalty to him, but only if it serves his self-interest. So if he's worried about it, he might actually not pardon him because of these charges.
Wow, which of course would cause epic chaos on Capitol Hill. Thank you all very much.